All right, guys, I gotta refilm this whole entire sequence because I wasn't even recording. Mike was talking. This is Mike from EPM Performance here in Whiting, New Jersey. So if you guys recall, he actually came by the house and installed the suspension, which was a Hyper Pro.
The Hyper Pro,
right?
Yep.
On Cam's Dyna. He also did Flying Rides Nevomat suspension with Stefan. We're at his shop here in Whiting. I'm just gonna let him talk. He's the man. Beautiful space. Show us what's going on.
Our little demo bike that was in the Flying
Oh
Ride
yeah,
video.
that's right. That's right.
I actually
So did I.
It was very good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
This is where we handle all of our shipping and stuff. So Hyper Pro product that's coming in,
Nice.
stuff like that. All this stuff has to go out to our customers.
And explain to us a little bit, what is Hyper Pro like?
Sure. So we handle 3 different brands here. So we're the U.S. importer for 3 brands.
Okay.
Hyper Pro, they're out of the Netherlands. Wilbur's out of Germany, and YSS out of Thailand. We carry all those products all over their, our shelves and stuff. Kind of our Hyper Pro, Wilbur's, and YSS.
So you're not only doing Harleys, just so people know, you're doing metric bikes, everything, right?
Correct. Yeah, we're doing everything.
Okay.
So the Wilbur's is really pushing into the Harley market right now.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to be installing today for you guys.
Can't wait.
But they make bikes for everything. Wilbur's has been working with BMW, their sport bike team in Germany for the past 10 years or so. So, they handle pretty much everything.
People keep using the word Nevomat as well. What is that? What is the Nevomat?
So the Nevomat is the specific shock, and we can get one out. That is the auto leveling system. So the actual shock that doesn't have a spring around it, that's going to go on the touring models. Yours, it's 1 unit, but
is he getting Nevomat too?
yes.
Oh, he is. Okay,
Yep.
that's
I get only the best. I don't settle.
Yeah. So the Nevomat is actually what levels the bike based on how much weight you have on it, right? So that's the actual shock. That's what it's what it's
and
called.
that system's only in the back, obviously.
Only in the back.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Cool. Can't wait.
This is our
Wait, don't forget project bike. Sorry.
Oh yeah. This is my my current project bike. It's a BMW K1100. I got some Gixxer 1000 forks for it.
Nice.
The frame's gonna get chopped up. The frame's actually over here.
Wow.
So
you're gonna have to let us know when it's done.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's already been a couple of years in the making. So
Sweet.
Nice and clean, huh?
yes, yeah.
Clean, or it's new, one of the two.
Both. We really do I try to keep it as clean as possible.
Yeah.
This is our little service area. So all the stuff that we sell to, we service. All the Wilbur shocks that come in, Hyper Pro shocks, anything that needs to get done service.
Sweet.
Vacuum pumps. We have air running throughout the whole building. When we're servicing stuff, we just can break everything down right into the sink. Stuff
Is
like
this
that.
a coffee machine? Can we have coffee now?
Yeah.
This is better than the Doll's coffee machine.
And then
Wow, lathe.
Yeah,
So what do you do with the lathe?
the lathe, bushings,
Oh wow.
aluminum inserts for
So
some of the
you'll
forks.
make your own.
Yeah,
right on
we
the
could just
spot.
make them right here.
Wow,
Yep.
sweet.
Yeah. Also, when you're servicing, we can throw the fork tubes up on the lathe, and we can polish the fork tubes on the lathe and stuff like that.
Oh
So,
wow, cool.
Yeah.
Nice, really nice.
And
Very
this is,
nice.
These are also some of my
very
bikes.
nice. Yeah, I see that. You got a little Tenere action, huh?
Yes, I just got the Tenere.
Yeah, that's a great bike.
I have some trips planned in California.
Oh, wow.
In the fall with
Nice.
some family.
Very nice.
We're gonna go from San Francisco down to Baja.
Oh, sweet. That's a
Yeah.
nice trip.
Yep. And then this is my dirt bike as well. I come from dirt bikes. So
It's definitely dirty.
yeah. Yep.
Nice. Got a little 750 here.
Yeah, this is my guy Brian, who, if you ever give us a call, Brian will probably be the guy answering the phone.
Gotcha.
He's actually on vacation, but he left his bike here for us to do his forks while he was
Gotcha.
gone, so.
Gotcha.
Now I've seen you do all your installs only over here, because I remember seeing a van come up to John's place.
Yeah,
At the
yep.
time.
So we have the van. The van's mostly for picking up and dropping off. I try to bring this stuff back here for services. We just have such a nice setup now that it's, you know, it's much easier to work in here.
So you don't really do installs or services?
I will.
Only for YouTubers. Sorry.
Not just, but I do installs and stuff. If we ever have a problem, anything like that, I do use the van to come out, you know.
But it's not an initial install.
It's not an initial
You're going to
install.
pay.
Yeah. We are planning some more track days and stuff like that.
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
New Jersey Motorsports Park.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
And stuff like that.
So you'll also, like, if somebody has a sport bike, they could come by and you could adjust the suspension.
Absolutely.
That's great to know.
Yep.
Awesome.
So you're the suspension pro, pretty much. Whatever.
That's it. Just suspension. That's pretty much all we do here.
You see all the springs and, geez, nice. So you got pretty much, like, you have a lot of stuff here on tap.
These are all the nibble mats.
Oh, wow.
So we'll pull one of these out for you guys. We'll get everything laid out on the tables and stuff. The soft tail stuff we actually have in the back.
Sweet.
Hyper Pro steering dampers and mounting kits for the steering dampers, seals, all that stuff.
Damn.
So
nice.
Yeah, this is some of the soft tail stuff. Springs for the monoshock, nibble mats, fork springs, different spacers for the forks.
The Nivo mat for the soft tail for my bike is relatively a new product, huh?
Brand new.
Okay, cool.
They've been in the development for the last year or so. We just started bringing them in 2 months ago, maybe.
Stefan personally hand delivered yours.
That's
okay.
So cool.
There might be a
right, Stefan? He's actually somewhere around here hiding, I think.
Yeah, he's flying right now.
All right, so they're going to get started. They're actually going to be working on both bikes at the same time. We're going to go back and forth with the cameras so you guys could see the install on both bikes. And then we got about a 2-hour ride home, so we could actually tell you guys how they actually work. But I have ridden several bikes previously with this system, and it's pretty remarkable. But I have to tell you, I didn't put a lot of miles on the bikes. So having actually this suspension set up on my own bike, I will really be able to tell you guys how it fares out. So let's get inside. They're gonna start taking everything apart. I can't wait to get this suspension installed, because it's really going to be a huge upgrade from the stock stuff that's on the bike now. All right, so they're putting the parts out. So my question was, these suspensions are going to be sprung for our weight? Or?
Yes, so for each set, this is the touring model set, then the monoshock set. We have a couple different rates of spring that we choose from. It is based on the solo rider's weight, because this system automatically levels based on how much weight you add to the bike, which is taken care of by the Nivomat shock.
Right.
The spring is there to hold up your solo weight, so that whenever you're riding solo, it is set up perfectly for you.
Right.
When that weight is added, the Nivomat will take care of
the Then this hydraulic system takes over.
Correct.
Gotcha.
So if I was a bigger guy, I would get a different spring.
Correct.
You guys would set up a different spring.
Yeah, so we have all the different springs in the back there.
So like what we just went over, because Mike just asked me how much I weigh. I weigh 215, but that's kind of in my birthday suit. But you should go by like what you're wearing, right? Meaning boots, some clothes.
Yeah, if you're in all gear all the time, you know, add 15 pounds. You know.
So I'm actually gonna just tell them we're gonna go like with a weight of 240. You know, I guess just to be a little safe.
Yeah, and this is for our initial setup on our end. Of course, when you receive, especially with these shocks, which have an adjustable preload, you have to set your sag, and we will go over that today.
You're gonna do all that.
We're gonna set your sag and stuff like that. So we'll film that process and kind of go over that as well.
So when a customer gets this from you, you will specifically ask him for his weight.
Yes. So on all of our ordering forms, if we talk to you over the phone, your weight, we ask for your weight. We ask for your passenger weight, the amount of time you ride with the passenger,
very specific,
and the amount of luggage you put on.
Yeah.
The other individual question for the touring models is if you ride with a tour pack If you have a bike that does not come with a tour pack, we need to know that. So if you have a Road Glide standard and you put a tour pack on and you ride with the tour pack 100% of the time, it does change what rate spring we're going to use.
So I have a question. So I'm going to be riding this bike pretty much how it is, like it is now.
Yep.
But me and Sandy, Danny, we're going on a cross-country trip. I'm going to have probably an extra 50 to 60 pounds with the luggage on the back. But you're not going to spring it for that luggage. No. This will take care of it.
This will take care of a tour pack or any sort of luggage that's added.
Right.
But if you ride with that weight all the time,
then that's a different story.
It just makes sense to set it up for that weight all the time.
Put it in the center of the right place.
Right.
So the reason too, like with this stock suspension, that's not sprung for anybody's weight, correct?
Correct. I mean, the manufacturers are always going to try to pick something that fits the most amount of riders as possible. Right.
Right.
So this is pretty much a custom job.
Yeah, any sort of suspension work should be tailored to the rider.
And it's not, and I'm not saying anything bad about Harley because I had a Tenere.
It's the same thing.
And it's so undersprung that I had to get it resprung. So it's pretty much any bike.
It's any bike.
Any bike.
It's any bike.
Any manufacturer.
Correct.
It has to be sprung for your weight.
They have to figure out, what they can put on a bike that can fit the most amount of people, the masses,
right.
Of course, that scale goes way past each end of that.
If you're a 300-pound rider, it might not be good. If you're a 120-pound rider, it might not be good. Right. So they're trying to go in the middle.
Right.
All right, cool. It's going to be a long video, so grab your popcorn, Sandy says.
It is. Grab your popcorn now, your soda.
Also, we're going to give you a little bonus thing. So this suspension I'm going to be using for the long-distance trip when I come back in August. We're going to be back here by Mike's because then I'm getting my +2 suspension done. And Mike, what are we going to do?
So just like Cam's bike, these are the Hyper Pro.
Sweet.
And
external
reservoir, high-low speed compression, rebound.
Oh wow.
So
you have high and a low.
High and low.
Whoa.
Yeah. Two adjustments.
So even more adjustability. Oh, that's sick.
And then we also.
I'm sorry. And you said rebound on the bottom.
This is the rebound here on the bottom. Yeah.
Oh, that is sweet.
That is what, more performance-oriented suspension?
So this is the Nivelmat shocks are going to be a 13-inch shock. Any Nivelmat install on the touring models is 13 inches.
What is stock? 13 or 12?
They do change. It's 12 or 13. I'm not 100% sure what they put on
So what we're doing now, is it going to actually raise the bike a little bit?
So it's possible.
Which I don't care.
Yeah, it is possible that it'll be raised a little bit.
Okay.
If it is the 12-inch shocks. But the one thing to remember with our Nivelmat system is you always get 20 millimeters of sag. 25 millimeters is 1 inch, so it's about 3/4 of an inch. So a lot of times on the touring models, if you are under 200 pounds ish, you get almost no sag from the original suspension. Right. So even if it is 12 inches, you're still sitting at 12 inches. Right. Where our set, it's a 13-inch shock, you'll be sitting very close to a 12 inches.
Okay.
Anyway. So.
Gotcha. And this is how many inch?
These are 14.
These are 14s.
Yes.
Okay,
so these
great.
are 14. And then we have the...
So that's the back that's going to go on the bike later after I come back from the trip. And then this is the front right here. Mike's going to show us.
So this is...
These are the +2 tubes.
And who's this by?
So the kit that's going, the cartridge that's going in the front is from K-Tech.
K-Tech.
And then these are Pro 1 Performance 2-inch over tubes.
So I'm going to be doing, just like on Mad Max, we're going to be doing a +2 on this bike, but later after we come back from the trip. Because this suspension, obviously, people are probably going, oh, that is beautiful.
So these are the black DLC coated tubes.
Yeah, sweet. So this is going to be a more performance-orientated suspension, whereas the Wilbur's Nivelmat, that is like
touring,
super touring orientated,
the Nivelmat's specialty in being able to handle any weight that's put on it does make it a little bit more touring oriented, right? So for the guy who once a month loads up with 50 pounds of luggage, there's no need to take your bags off and stuff like that. Where something like this HyperPro setup, you know, when weight does get changed, you will have to, you know, change your preload and stuff like that. But we're able to get you a little bit taller with this. You have more fine tunability, as in you can say, I felt this here, let me make a couple adjustments, you know, and really fine tune it that way. Where the Nivomat, it will adjust itself. There is no need for adjustments. So somebody who does load up with gear and you decide to go hit the twisties, the Nivomat system will handle it. It will handle it, and it works really, really well.
It's a more flexible setup.
More flexible. I would say that as well, yeah.
That is the thing.
The Nivomat
one
is...
up, two up.
Correct.
Pack, loaded, unloaded. It's just easy plug and play system.
Exactly.
It performs beautifully.
Yeah, and the ride quality out of them is top notch. Yeah.
Can't wait.
So
so this is what's going to go in later. That's and the only reason why we're doing this later is because obviously I want to give the new bike that performance bagger look and feel.
And here's the cartridge.
Oh, that's sweet. That's the top.
Yep.
Nice.
So this is the top. You have adjustable rebound on one, adjustable compression on the other. So this is just like a...
See, that's nice where they gave the cap.
Yep.
Gives you a finished look.
Yep.
Sweet.
So that'll go there, give you a nice finished look on top, and then one compression, one rebound, and then both have adjustable preload.
Oh, wow. Very nice. Very nice.
So that is here when you guys are back from your trip.
Yeah, you guys are going to have to wait a couple months for this one, but doing Wilbur's now, and I'm sure I'm going to be super happy with it. Flying Ride has this same setup on his bike. And
I remember.
And he swears by it. I didn't ride his bike, but I did ride that bike that was there, bike, and it was pretty remarkable. But we only rid it in a couple miles.
Yeah, on your bike.
Yep,
the demo bike. I remember. Yeah, when you were at.
But I mean, we didn't do like it felt great, but we didn't. You know, you really need to put a couple hundred miles,
of course,
on the bike.
A lot of people that ride it and have it swear by it. Love it.
Absolutely. Olive oil.
The best olive oil.
The best olive oil. All right, so for John, for your bike, these are the new fork springs, new preload bushings, the shocks, and this is the spring that we're going to go with. You're getting 10 weight oil as well.
Gotcha.
And you need 2 big boy forks.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sandy, you got 5 weight. Your fork springs. These are your preload bushings for your fork springs. And then, all right, one thing we always get a lot of questions on is orientation that these are installed. So a question we always get is orientation of the Nivomat shocks. We get pictures of them upside down, backwards, all that. Canister side up, the Nivomat is always on the left side of the bike. You want the logo out. You do not want the white warranty sticker facing out.
You want it facing the back.
Yes, you want it facing the back. This actually does change how the shock performs.
Oh, wow.
Just this. So
really?
These shocks are very specific. There is very high pressure gas inside of these shocks. If it is this way, the gas is sitting a little bit higher on one side than the other. So it is specifically designed to be installed.
Is there there's fluid in there as well,
yes,
correct?
Correct,
okay.
Correct.
So that's kind of the principle, how it works. It just kind of levels itself on that gas and fluid.
So basically there's a high and low pressure oil chamber, 20 millimeters in on the shaft. Inside of the shock body, there's a groove. And when you put enough weight on the bike that the bike sinks past that groove, it is able to start transferring oil from the low pressure to the high pressure chamber, lifting the bike back up. So
interesting. Very cool.
That's why it's very specific, the orientation, how the shock is sitting, this way or that way.
Correct.
Because it's all literally a mechanical...
Yep, no electronics, no air. So you got nothing else to worry about.
So now when we go on our trip and I put 50, 60 pounds of luggage on the back with my Rick Rack luggage bag, it's not going to be a problem. The bike is still going to be sitting level with that Nevo mat system. Let's go over by Sandy's bike.
Pinch bolt.
Pinch bolt that sits right there.
Oh, I see it actually. Yeah.
Once you get that loose. Oh, so that shock is like all the way up here, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. On the lowrider ST.
Now let's go to my bike.
So yeah, top bolt up here. The rear shock bolt, there's a little through hole.
Yeah.
On the,
Little tight, no?
it's much tighter.
Yeah. All right, so Mike's got the rear all done, installed. So as far as this done, or do we have to set up still the sag?
So we still have to do the sag. That's what this masking tape is for.
Gotcha.
We make an initial measurement.
But Julian already did the preload. Is that what it is?
So
you could do that
preload-
off the bike?
The preload is directly related to how much sag the bike has. When we get an order,
Right.
We ask for the weights just from recording data and stuff like that on this much weight has meant this much preload for the proper amount of sag. We try to send it out as close as possible.
So you have like a chart already made through your experience and through your recording data. Gotcha.
So most of the time we are close to that 20 millimeters of sag right when you go to install the shock.
Oh, wow. Cool.
But it's definitely something you always want to just
Double check. Right.
and then you're all set.
Cool.
So that's actually this here. So the masking tape, I go right from the rear, the rear axle here up. I make a mark at 330 millimeters. It's any nice round number here. So you could do it from the 320 to 340. And then once the bike's on the ground, we will take the measurement from the same location, and that gives you your sag, right? So wheel off of the ground. So these shocks are at their full length.
Right.
And then once we get you to sit on it, we need to drop that to 310 millimeters.
Gotcha.
So initial sag, and then when you sit on it, the next sag.
Yeah, so there's two types of sag. There's rider sag and there's static sag.
Got you.
Rider sag is with the rider on. Static sag is under the bike's own weight.
Gotcha.
We are shooting for 20 millimeters of rider sag. So with the individual on the bike.
Andy, show me what's going on. You didn't even show me. Did you take it out?
Let me explain. Okay, I need to explain to John.
So you took it out.
Took this out, okay, and we saw that even over here, you see there's even rust over here, but it's still moving. That can happen with the bushing and the bearing over here seizing up.
Mike,
So that can happen.
what is this connected to it?
So that's your hydraulic preload adjuster, just like on your
Oh, gotcha. Yes. Okay.
So same idea.
I didn't even know. So you had a knob or something
did.
attached to this?
Yeah. No, it just
No, this one
open
you
it up.
just use an 8 millimeter.
Oh, I see. You just got to get in there. Oh,
Yep.
I didn't even know.
under the
I didn't
seats.
know you had this actually on the bike.
You know where when I found this out about this when I went to Daytona and I rode the Heritage and we played around with the.
All right, so Frank's ready to put the new one in. Yeah. So it wasn't too bad, right? 15, 20 minutes. Nice. Yeah. So right there, mounting point and one on top. All right, starting on the front, Mike.
Yeah, starting on the front. Gonna get the fender off, get the calipers off, wheel off, and then the forks will drop right through.
Cool.
These 24 models gave us a lot of nice room to work up here. So
Yeah, just the plastic cover, and now everything's exposed, right?
Yep.
Cool. How you making out over there?
Nice. They torqued to spec the rear, and we're done with the rear. They're going to be pulling out the front.
Nice.
No,
So that's all finished, huh?
Yeah, Frank just torqued.
Got the Wilbur's needle on that end.
Look, you see how it freed up some space because I had the reservoir over here, the preload reservoir over
That's
here.
true, yeah.
So now I got more space under. I can put like
You could
a
put
sandwich,
storage.
a sandwich,
Yeah, a hot dog.
or a bottle of water.
Nice. So Sandy's bike's all done in the back.
Yep.
Now he's going to work on the front.
Same as yours, right?
That's it.
It's done.
Well, he's got to set the
The sag.
sag, but that's later.
Yeah, we do the sag when
Sag,
everything's
sags last.
because after the whole setup is complete, it changes. Yeah.
So the front is also same ride height, right?
Front same ride height.
Gotcha. fork tubes, and Mike's over here with my tubes over here. Oh, you got a special clamp, huh?
Yep,
Nice.
so aluminum clamps in the vise, so none of the tubes get damaged, but we can still grab them.
Nice. That's a really...
This makes, like, for fork work, this is one of the hardest parts if you don't have this setup, right? So some bikes you can actually loosen these caps while they're still in the triple clamps.
Right.
With these, you actually could. So you could use the triple clamps of the bike as this
holder,
vise.
as a retainer.
Right. So you could crack this loose. Don't take it all the way off when it's on the bike, but just crack it loose. So it looks like a new fork spring from Harley.
Yeah, it's still got the original color of the oil, right?
Different. They did not use a progressive spring in here either, so you can see.
So
it's
it looks,
you
you could see it's different.
Yep, just right from looking at it.
Gotcha. Let us know if you see anything else different. I mean, could there? What else is in there? Nothing.
Almost nothing.
Yeah,
so,
pretty much. Right.
Almost nothing.
Zoom in. Let's
take a look. We'll dump out the oil here.
But the spring's definitely different.
Spring looks different. Yep, for sure.
Gotcha.
Obviously, you have a collection system over here for the oil, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Just goes into buckets, and then we take the buckets to oil dispense places.
No, it goes right into the sewer system. What are you talking about?
No, there's like a cut on the bottom, and there's
there's a reservoir right here off to the side. What do you think?
I didn't want, like on camera. I didn't want to say that. Waiting for the other side of the room to come. He's got his first fork coming out. What did you have to release? Both upper tree and the lower?
Yeah. So the two bolts down here.
Okay.
And then the one up top.
I got it.
There's a taper on this. I just realized, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Look at that. All right. So this one's ready to go back together, Mike.
This one's ready to go back together. We're going to get the oil in. This is our handy dandy oil level tool, and we're just going to get all the new stuff over here.
So where does the actual spring?
It's like operating tables right here.
You can see the
Nice
difference.
and clean. Oh yeah. Oh wow.
So
this is a stock one.
this is stock spring. This is now the Wilbur's progressive
Gotcha. So
spring.
it's more tighter.
So it's tighter on top.
Yeah.
So those small bumps, it helps absorb those small bumps. The farther you get down into the stroke, the stiffer the spring's going to get. So
Gotcha.
when you really grab that front brake to reduce that brake dive, all that's everything.
Cool.
Where does the oil stay? It's on the
And then
it's on the top.
a little bit bigger of a preload spacer here.
And you make these in house too?
No, we get these from Wilbur's.
Gotcha. Okay.
But we have the ability to.
You do.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we'll never run out.
That's a 10 weight oil, you said?
This is a 10 weight.
Gotcha.
And then just bleeding the air at the bottom. We have this little suction cup strategy. This is bleeding the forks, so I put the oil.
Oh, you put oil in. Okay.
Oil's in, so now we're...
Mike, don't tell him. That's secret. Top secret
He's
stuff right
letting
there.
all the bubbles, all the air bubbles come out by suction.
Right.
Come on, that I know. I didn't know that.
And then we're just going to set the oil height, so...
It's a special tool.
Special tool.
What does somebody do that installs it by himself? What does he do?
Oh, sure, I can actually show.
Okay.
Let me set mine, and then we'll...
You could actually pick one of these up, Sandy.
You can pick one of these up. They're not too expensive, but there's lots of ways to do it. So if you have a regular steel ruler, we use metric. You get an air gap number from us. On John's bike here, it's going to be 110. So what we do all the way up so that the fork is as short as possible, no spring in. I actually put the ruler in to 200 millimeters at the top. When you pull it back up, there's no oil showing, so I need to put some more in.
Got you. So it's like pretty much a dipstick with a ruler.
Yes, yeah, so similar idea. I'm gonna put it into 200. Comes up, still no touching.
Yeah, I got you. So that would pretty much do the same thing. You
Right.
set it on 200 and it
So the number we're going for is 110. The reason I'm going to 200, it gives me a nice number to subtract from. So now I'm at 75, 200 minus 75, we're at 125.
Gotcha.
Right? So I have a little bit too much oil in, so I got to dump a little bit more out. So this way, there's some back and forth. You have to put oil in, you got to take the oil out. This one,
Boom.
I set it to the height. I go
extract it. It extracts it to the proper
exact
amount.
height.
That's it. You're done. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So all these tools make it easier.
Right.
Can be done another way.
See, you messed them all up. Now he's got to take oil out, Sandy. Messing my suspension up. What's the matter with you over here? You stay over there, all right?
So now,
This one. Spread it in. Now we need a little more again.
I got you. That's where it's going.
Want me to hold it up for you?
Nah, you go there.
so not quite. Okay. So the spring tension is held in place.
A little bit back in.
We're going to pull that extended out. And
Then deal with it.
we're going to deal with the spring.
Perfect level, right?
And then you just right back in.
Nice.
Spring in.
Now, progressive side up.
Progressive side up. So tight coils.
Yep.
Top of the fork.
6 millimeters.
6 mil now.
Original
Mm-hmm.
little shim.
Standard. You need a suspension.
Make sure it's sitting nice and flat. And then this is our new bushing. It goes in, and then cap. This is the fun part.
Mm-hmm.
There is no that. We took the tension off.
That's really hard in.
There we go.
Now one's done.
One's done.
Okay. So there's no adjustments on the front.
No adjustments on the
Gotcha,
front.
gotcha.
Everything needs to be done internally.
Right.
So
So guys, just so you know, even though I would love for you guys to come here and Mike would love to see you guys come here, you can do this yourself if you're not changing the seals like you just seen, because my bike only has about 700 miles on it, so I'm not going to change the seals. You see how easy it is. It's super easy. You just need a vise, and you probably recommend getting
I would
something
recommend
like
finding
this.
something like
Right,
this. Yeah.
right. But whereas on Sandy's bike, he's got 5,000-6,000 miles on it.
Which we could get these actually if you need them.
What's that? Oh, you could get them?
Yeah, stuff
Cool.
like that.
All right.
So.
But Sandy's bike's got about 6,000 miles, so they're just going to redo the seals, so this way he's good for the long trip. So yours is all apart getting new seals, right?
Yep. Yep. Frank is doing an excellent job over here. Even better than what I would do, you know?
Anybody do better than you? Come on. So Mike, you guys got to do different cartridges on Sandy's bike, or just springs?
No, just springs as well.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay.
John, what is cartridges? What is the term cartridge?
This whole unit.
Assembly?
It's a cartridge. So like you're going to be doing cartridges on my Plus 2, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
So I can actually show you guys too the new Wilbur's cartridges for the upside down forks
Oh, okay.
on the touring models for the CBO.
Oh yes,
and
right.
STs.
Gotcha.
That have the upside down forks.
So it's a fully adjustable cartridge?
Yeah. So
Oh, sweet.
Rebound, compression, and preload. Yep.
So Wilbur's has them out already?
Yes.
Sweet,
Yep.
nice. All right, so you're on my last one.
Yep. On the second fork here.
One's complete right here, then they'll go back in. All right, Mike's gonna start installing it. Now, as far as the height, is there a...
There is a specific height. But I usually just get this a little tight so I can stand up, and now that it's holding the fork, I can get up here and take a look.
Yeah, it looked like the last ones were kind of flush with the tree.
Yes,
Is that what it
yeah.
was?
So we'll do similar. Yep.
Gotcha.
So right where that cap meets the tube,
Right.
we'll bring that down to
Gotcha.
match.
And the caps are already tight, or do you tighten them when they're in the tree?
Caps are tight now.
Gotcha.
So all right, for the second fork, there's a little trick. We're gonna put the tube up. Axle's gonna go through, screw it in a little bit, and we use this as the straight point instead of measuring at the top, because there's always slight variances inside these tubes, right? The spring may compress a millimeter more, you know.
Right. So this way, this spins freely. You don't want it binding up or anything.
And then you know this is straight and has the least amount of resistance as possible.
Gotcha.
The other bay area up over there, kind of both places. So if you want to see a touring install, take a look at Mr. Side of FANATIX here, his video, and you'll get the details.
Perfect. Yep.
And then you'll close the
Tighten
bolts on the top.
Yeah, so I'm just going to tighten this one a little bit just to make sure that there's good contact on the threads. Nothing has a chance of falling. Now, you can see that's nice and straight, moves, and then we come up here and tighten the top.
What are you doing now, Mike?
Getting you all torqued up.
Triple trees?
Triple trees. 19 Newton meters up here.
Is it a different spec for the bottom?
It's Harley gives us a range, which is strange, but 19 to 24 millimeters. The lower is also 19 to 24.
Gotcha. So what do you do with that?
We put it at 20.
20. Gotcha.
We just make a nice round number out of it. Buy it. Yeah. Yep.
There's no way to drive the seal down them.
That one's hard to get around. There's no real good way to do it otherwise. You start putting screwdrivers up there, there's a real good chance you're tearing that seal.
Gotcha. But that is not actually important for your upgrade. That is just when you replace a seal at 40,000 miles.
So we do like every 20,000, 25,000, we recommend a service.
All right. So the guy that's going to buy your thing doesn't need that.
You don't need it if you don't plan on doing the fork seals. Just putting the springs in, you do not need this tool.
Okay, don't panic. Okay, I panic, but we don't need this.
Sandy always panics.
I don't always panic. I hear you.
He's like a crybaby.
One thing you want to remember with the bottom, torquing the bottom here, is because there's two bolts. Once you hit the torque once, you got to go to the top, torque that one again, go back to the bottom, torque that one again, because every time you put pressure on it, it's going to change how tight that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, Mike is wrapping the bike up. He's got the calipers back on, fender's going on now, put the 4 bolts in. What's after that, Mike?
After that,
sag?
We set the sag and we go for a little test ride.
Nice.
Pulled up. John, you want to give us a hand here? Because I'm with my camera. Gonna pull that one up.
How much?
All the way.
Okay.
And just tell me where. Right orientation here?
Yep, that's good.
Right, that's it?
Yep.
Okay, you good? Let go gently.
Yep.
We're good?
That's it.
Perfect. That was easy. Come on.
Man, I'm super excited. Can't wait to get on this bike again and ride it with this nice Wilbur's Nevo Matte suspension. Want to sit on it?
Yep. Yeah. You're at like 24. If
I can go off?
you can get off, yep.
And that's a wrap. Yeah, you better ride it because Sandy don't know what he's doing, so.
I wouldn't know if.
Numb from the neck down as soon as you get on. That's it, yeah.
Nice. Brand new Wilbur's Nevo Matte setups on the Lowrider ST and the brand new 2024 Road Glide, which are first in Mike's shop. So this is going to be pretty cool. This is, and Mike also, this is the first one that's getting the
first 24 that we've had in.
Wow. Yeah. I wonder, does anybody on YouTube have with the 24? Is there any videos out there with the Nevo Matte yet?
I'm not sure actually.
So we'll have links to the parts down below in the video description for my bike, for a Lowrider ST. Also, if you have a 23 CVO or a 24 CVO or Road Glide CVO ST with the inverted fork, we'll also have a link down below in the video description.
And then that again.
Yep, and just tap it.